every month at every meeting for the last 3 years. I can't see how you can tell me that because you own a camper, you're more important and should have a site that I want. If it's open and available and I have a tent, I should be able to be on that site. My other concern is gonna be if you're gonna say that sites 29 through 40 are only for campers, no tents, then I'm gonna tell you that I want 1 through 28 for tents only, no campers. No pull behind campers, no pop-ups, no rigs. How can you separate one part of the camp and say it's fair for that, but not on the other? I don't agree with it, that's my two concerns.
The main
Before,
thing,
I understand we have a major size limitation in it, I understand that. We're gonna have it regardless. We can say the tent's up top, and that tenter's gonna go up, why can't I have it? Why isn't my $25 as good as that guy who's not here?
but how many people would want to put a tent up on the hill if they got a
Apparently enough
camp?
that Lyle wants to make a rule of it.
No,
the
that's not.
thing is, that I would like to take and have that verbiage on the website, so that would allow me the discretion of selling that site up there for a tent if I didn't have anything else, like on the holiday.
And I
Yeah.
would agree that we'd like to encourage the tents down on the bottom, but to say that they can't have it, that it's not, I don't think is the right way to do it.
Up until I took over, there was no tents allowed up on top. Jim didn't take and have any tents up on top.
I think we had discussed.
And I've been coming up here
It
since-
change because people come in with families wanting to set up tents for their kids.
They,
It's like 29, it's had a tent on it for the last 15 years.
no, here, I'm talking.
Yeah, that's if
Tents.
they have a trailer sitting.
They have a trailer set in there, we've always allowed tents with them within reason. By the trailer, in front of the trailer, not out on the hill.
So
They
tents
have
are
allowed
okay if you got a
that.
camper too,
I-
but a tent by itself isn't okay.
That's correct, because I don't have a big enough site still below.
And I understand, but that's not gonna go away because you say there's no tents allowed up top. You're gonna have empty sites up top, and people saying, I would like to be up there, but I can't because I got a tent.
But he has
I don't-
discretion, he just said.
When
Would
they
he be
go
able
to
to have
the residence,
discretion to say,
Yes,
yes, okay,
when they're on the reservation system, making their own reservation,
yeah,
there's no discretion to it. All they see is, well, I can't go.
Black and white,
We will lose some revenue by that. There's gonna be people that say, I can't
There-
stay
How
on the
about
site I
sites
want.
29 to 40 are full hookup sites, tents allowed at the discretion of the manager. I mean, let
I
the
think we're
manager
complicating
manage.
things so
That's
much.
it.
We've got a campground that's working. There's things that are working
Well-
very well. It's full, it's making money, the revenues are up. Why do we keep
I-
making changes to this thing?
I understand what you're saying, Joe, but I also understand what these other campgrounds are doing around here. The other campgrounds have tent-specific sites.
And when they do
They-
that, take Barnes
they
Park
got
for
over
example,
here
they have a
East
walk-in, you gotta literally walk into their tent-only area. Anywhere else, they don't say, hey,
You
can't,
go over here to
can't have a tent over here.
East Jordan, tents only sites over there.
I don't agree with that myself. I don't agree that should be.
I think that
I'm asking for a little support up there to take and handle these bigger trailers.
I think we,
And I don't know how better to do it right at the present time.
I think that we have,
That's what I'm asking.
we've hired Lyle to run the camp, right? Then why doesn't he have the discretion of saying where they can go in order to provide more service to them and other campers? Because our trailers are getting so huge now, there's not enough room down below the hill for these huge campers. And if it will make it easier to allow to run that camp and say, okay, if there is possibly an open space up on the hill that somebody wanted to tent, then he would have the discretion to use his own judgment to say whether it could be done or not.
how many times this year was there a conflict when it's tents on top of the hill and camps couldn't get in?
Two times this year, one time I had 3 tents up on top, and I had openings down below, and I could not take and put a a trailer in there. I squeezed one 36-foot trailer in, because I took one site off from mine. Both times, I squeezed trailers in because I took 20 offline, or 22 offline to take and back trailer in there.
I honestly don't believe that you're gonna alleviate the too big a camper scenario in our campground by saying no tents on top of it.
Well, I
It just- it
disagree. I
makes
think
no
he
sense.
I
has the
don't,
right
I
idea.
don't think I'm gonna take and alleviate it either, but it might make it easier. That's what I'm asking.
What if we say sites 29 to 40 are full hookup sites, comma, tents allowed, or tents permitted at manager discretion?
Well, then you still got.
Then he
this
still
is
has
where
the
he-
option to do what his manager job lets him do.
What happens if I
So
call
maybe
That's
I
a
go online, I make a
discretion.
reservation, I go online, I make a reservation, because I have a tent. And then I get there and Lyle says, no, you can't be here because you've got a tent, and there's no other site.
Well, you make
How
a
is it?
reservation
When
somewhere
you
on that
make the
page,
reservation,
it's gonna say that.
You don't have to fill out whether you have a camper or a
That-
tent on a tent.
That's
That's
another
what
thing, I'm
they're
glad you
trying to
brought
get
that up,
amended.
because that's another reason we're getting problems. It's because they don't take and put their units in there.
if they make the reservation, ask them what they have or what the size of their trailer is. That's the best way for him to
So
handle
we can have a gigantic guy trying to get on site, whatever, 8?
Not
Yeah.
anymore.
it. Well, yeah, that's just
But
it.
that's the point, I mean, how can people signing up know if they're even gonna fit on a spot?
There is dimensions of each site on
They
the.
have to click
But they
on
don't
it.
use them. They don't
And they're
use them.
wrong. Most of them are wrong too.
Yeah.
And I think,
So if
But they,
when they make the reservation, if we request that you tell us whether it's a tent, a camper, the size.
if they're not using that, I think then Lyle should have the discretion to put people where he feels
Safest,
they would go best.
I agree.
I
I'd
have
like to make a motion
Makes
that we say that sites 20 through 40 are full hookup sites. Tents are permitted at the manager's discretion.
You've got these sites down here too,
I
that are
don't
the same.
care about those, I don't care about 29 and 40 right at this minute.
Okay, all right.
and they have got
I'll
both
make a
of them.
motion, I'll support that motion.
They have got both of the phone numbers there, so they can call her or I.
Okay, we got a motion and a support. Sites 29 through 40 are full hookup sites.
Tents
Tents
permitted
are
at manager discretion.
Yeah.
Good compromise.
I think so too. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you.
Alright.
Approve offering on campground manager Lyle for his job next year.
I'd like to make that motion. Hire Lyle again.
I asked the question, just like that, and he said as long as his health is good,
Well,
he does. So I'm sure he's getting older by the minute,
Aren't we all?
aren't we all?
yes.
I'll support.
Been moved and supported to offer Lyle campground manager job for 2016-17. 2017, yeah, I guess so. 16. Okay. Further discussion? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion is carried. Police report on camper. I believe everybody has seen that report. It is regarding a camper who's been coming to the park for years. who has, the last couple of years, had issues, predominantly with Lyle, but apparently with others as well. He made a threat, and the police were called to report on that threat. And I think in this day and age, the threat was to shoot somebody. He stated he had a .30-06 in his trailer. And I think in this day and age, we can't ignore this. It made other campers uncomfortable. And I think we're setting ourselves up, if we do not take action that limits this camper's opportunities in our Thurston Park. I don't know him personally. Wouldn't recognize him if I saw him. But Lyle works for this village, and I'm going to support his efforts down there. And I have talked to Scott regarding the incident, and I feel that this camper should be banned at least for next year, and see what happens after that. But if something bad were to happen and that gun goes off, there is just no way we'll ever hear the end of it. And I don't want to put ourselves in that position. And he has forced our hand from my perspective.
I think, speaking of that, I agree 100% with you. He's tied our hands on what has to be done, and so I have to agree with that. On the other flip side of it, the reason I voted no on the last vote was for this specific reason also, that this particular camper was the same one that they wanted to eject from the campground last year, and all of this stems from around our campground manager and this guy in the last 2 years. Not one particular instance, but 2 years worth of it. And I think that if our hands are tied in this scenario and we have to do something, but if we have the same results with other campers next year, are we gonna keep doing this?
But it was not just Lyle, there was other campers involved this time.
Well, and also I understand there was a sheriff's department report last summer, so it's not just a
2
village
summers ago.
incident.
Right.
It's been reported to the sheriff, this
Oh, I agree.
problem too, so.
This scenario, our hands are tied. That's what
Of the
happens.
numbers of people that go through that campground, I think to say
I'm not
that
disagreeing on that
anything
at all.
else is going to get to this level, I don't see that. I think Lyle's done an okay, fantastic job, and this is a problem that has to be stopped now.
I would like to make a motion.
All right, Scott, hang on, I'd like to hear from Scott, or our person that's in charge of law enforcement, or.
I don't think we have any choice but to act on it. We have a complaint from a couple of campers, and they both mentioned deadly force being perpetrated on another person in the park. It's, we have no choice, we have to act on it. If there was some kind of an incident that took place with this afterwards, and we knew about it and took no action on it, I think we would be a considerable liability.
Absolutely.
And not just legally, but ethically, we should do something about it. We've talked to the same camper before. So this is actually a second incident and much more serious. So if I were somebody looking at this from an outside, I'd say, well, you had a warning. You did nothing there. You just shuffled around. And then you had a second warning that was worse. And now you still did nothing? And we can't do that.
You're right, Bill.
I would further, not just 1 year,
Permanent,
I would like to have him barred permanently.
yes.
And I don't know the guy, I really don't. I know people that do know him, and everybody likes him, but they say he's a hothead, and I don't know that, it's just, but our relationships with him hasn't been good.
Scott, would you like to say something?
Give you a little history. I did get a chance to talk to each one of you, I think, individually. And I kind of want to dispel a rumor is that, I kind of heard through the grapevine, not here, but elsewhere in the community, that Lyle came into my office whining about this. But I think it's Lyle's job to tell me about things. And Lyle and I talk routinely, just like Sam and I talk all the time about things that are going on in the village. And, I'm glad he did say something to me. And his comment to me when he first came into my office is, this is a problem that we're having, and the two of us thought, okay, we'll kind of keep an eye on it, see where it goes. Later on in the day, I get another report that now campers are kind of concerned, and that's kind of what brought it to my attention to where, I went down and investigated. You guys all hopefully got a chance to look at the report. It's a concern, it's definitely a concern from a safety issue, but also from a liability perspective, so I think that's what you guys have to look at. Nothing, you gotta look at it from a third party or kind of an outside perspective as far as what is in the best interest of the village, so. And I think, from what I hear, I think you guys are there, so, but I just want to make sure that, it's not, even though we have a problem with a camper in Lyle the last couple of years, this is an independent, isolated, it's not him coming to me whining about something or complaining about something, it's a true issue. I sit on the school board, if somebody would have said something like that at school, they're gone, they're just gone, because you can't go back. And that was my comment to the camper is, there's certain places that you cannot say certain things. If you are in an airport, think about the words you can't say at an airport. If you are at a school, think about the words you cannot say at a school. If you are at a campground with other people, there's things that you can't say. So, to the point where some of the campers truly believed it was a threat, so.
We can't hear that.
Well, I've had a couple campers tell me that spend a lot of time down there, that it was getting to the point where they didn't feel safe down there. And they might not come back. We can't isolate this one person when you got 1,500 people a season down there. He forced our hand.
Oh, absolutely.
The schools had the same problem. In the past, they had to kick people out of school, expel them, whatever, for some of the same reasons. And no one wants to make that decision. It's a hard decision to make, so.
I know the camper personally, and while I can say there's times that he talks very aggressively, and I know personally that at least I feel safe that he's harmless, but somebody who doesn't know him, I know think otherwise. And I would like to say at least a year kind of as Larry did, and see how that goes. And give a chance. Maybe he won't come back on his own. I don't know, but I don't know if I want to permanently ban him. But I do know we have to react to it.
Well, the other thing I would encourage you guys is think in your mind what's the best case scenario, then think what is the worst case scenario. And can you live with the best case, can you live with the worst case? So, and it's hard to judge what you have to do based on what somebody else could. So it's going to be hard for you guys to do that, but if somewhere down the road if we have a third complaint, then I don't know, or is it the fourth complaint, or is it?
And that might be the major issue.
And the conversation I had with the camper is that if he and I, or Joe and I, or whomever are at deer camp, we can talk amongst ourselves about whatever, But when you get out other places, that's where I think.
Any further discussion? Did we get a motion?
I started it.
Okay.
I would like to make the motion to ban him, and I would like to make it permanent, because I don't think 1 year will make a difference.
No support.
Been moved and supported that we ban this camper permanently.
And refund his deposits he made for next year.
For next year.
And refund his deposits made for next year.
Now,
Yes.
how is he gonna be contacted?
He is going to be contacted through our village attorney. We'll write the last. Any further discussion?
I don't know, it's harsh, I know we've we feel bad about some things, but it's just not worth it to me to even,
Well, I've got to know the guy personally the last few years, and I really like the guy. In a situation like this,
I got along real good with him until one day when he lit into me. And I had to roll up my car window and he banged on it. He said, "You're not gonna talk to me?" And I said, "Not this way." So,
Motion on the floor. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
I,
Aye. Opposed? Motion is carried. Nothing else on the agenda? Jennifer, would you like to?
Item F, to approve our text program. I'll make a motion that we have an emergency text program.
I didn't look at the arrow, I'm sorry. Need a motion to approve emergency text
Any
program.
support?
support. Well, you and I both did it last time.
JBLC.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the developing an
Can
emergency
we be
text.
aware that I will get to it when I can?
Well, if it's not really a huge critical deal, I mean, in an hour, I can have it done tomorrow. So if it's a burden, I'll do it, if nobody objects.
I'm telling you what, that poor girl's swamped right now.
Okay,
She's doing my
if he's
work.
got a problem, I'll just have it done
6
here in the
months
next
worth
couple
of
days.
computer, but.
Motion on the floor, all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion is carried.
Thank you.
And Melissa will do it. So,
If you just wanna come in and work with me on it and just help me through it and get it done, then that's fine.
It would probably take me longer to drive down and do it, but yes, I'll do it. Whatever, let's just get it done. I don't care.
Jennifer, would you like to say something?
Hi.
Why didn't you go first?
Larry loves putting in,
Oh.
then it gives me something to harass him about. Well, thank you everyone for approving my contract, for the ICE grant. I appreciate it. And in this way, I'm actually gonna get our survey crew set up, and so that we can, come out and do full topo of the streets, because it's getting colder, and so my goal is to have, just start some survey crews out here, and probably not next week, but the week after, because I definitely need to do it before deer hunting, to get them incorporated. And then I'm also going to get with Mr. Mullins to go through and look at all the,
Jubilee.
I know, well, you didn't make me mad yet. To go through all the service leads and, just do a bunch of research with them. But no, the goal would be, I want to get this project, or the water main, anyway, project hammered out to design and permits, and have it bidding second, third week of January, so that we can definitely take advantage of the contractors before anything else is out on the street. Because as you saw from the cost estimate from the pole barn, things are, things are not getting any cheaper. So anyway, thank you, I appreciate that. I have, and I apologize, I don't have everybody's email, but I believe Rachel had printed off, I had sent today. Just starting to look at it, it's a nice useful tool as we're getting into construction with the Thurston Park, is just continuing to track budgets and where we're at. TJM has been out there doing work. Actually, our inspector was out just today to take a look at the site, and they've got some modifications to the path that they already need to do. So he's probably not gonna appreciate my corrective action on what I gotta send out. But he's gonna have to dig it back up and do it correctly. But apparently he does a hell of a door lock, so. So I'll be sending that out, but as what you did see tonight, after denying the shop drawings, they're definitely, I coerced the contractor to go with flotation docks. You guys are gonna definitely get the dock that you're familiar with, that a lot of you have actually went to see, and with the company that's local in the area. He had proposed an alternate company out of state that none of us were familiar with, and the shop branch just meets the specification criteria, and after persuasion, he went back to flotation docks. So that's a good thing, it made less work for me. But with that being said, I wanted to provide you guys, now's the time as I'm going through shop drawings for flotation docks, looking at budgets of, there's so many different reiterations that we went through over, the last 2-3 years. I can't even keep track of the multiple drawings, conversations, and notes we've had as far as where the piers are gonna be, the width of the piers, the length of the piers. And so the final sheet that you guys have, which I didn't print off one for myself, and I hope most of you have it, is the final one on the far right side.
I think the question is, why did they go from 5 feet to 3 feet?
That was when we had gone through different processes, and this original grant submission was my mistake, the originals were 3 feet wide. That was a carryover, and that was,
They're 5 feet wide.
that's the first grant submission. I know I'll have to go through and get you the drawings again, but looking at it, the revised grant submission that we did, I'll have to get you out that drawing, but they were 4 feet wide, excuse me.
Okay, I'll go with 4,
4 feet.
definitely not 3.
Excuse me,
I
4
won't,
feet.
I won't dig around for a
4
foot.
feet wide. They were 4 feet wide, and then when we were looking at different cost estimates, and I had some emails that we had exchanged back and forth, and I know specifically with you, Rob, we had talked about 6 foot wide, 5 foot wide, and the final email I have, the notes that I took down was we were gonna have 1 ADA ramp, because we had originally looked at 2 ADA ramps. We'd sized it down to 1 ADA ramp, 5 foot wide, and then the other ones were gonna be standard width, which is 3 feet wide. And that's why I wanted to bring it,
6 foot on the ADA.
Yes.
or excuse me, 6 foot wide, thank you, ADA minimum requirement is 6 foot width. So that's what I have, and that's why I want to, before anything gets moved forward, now's the opportunity, if we want to change things.
I'd like to see at least a 4 foot wide dock.
And that's what I wanted to bring out, is
Yeah.
looking through,
3 foot.
just so you guys are aware, flotation docks, standard widths are 3 to 4 feet. The ones in Clinch Park and Traverse City, the Grand Traverse Bay Marina that's being put in, those are all 3 foot wide piers. Just the ones that you went and visited,
Those are 5.
those were 5 foot wide, those were a bit wider. So we're kind of all over, and there's just been so many different reiterations, and some of it, I have handwritten reasons why we decided what we decided. You know, so that's why I wanted to bring it to the council's decision, or to your attention, because I don't want to be the one to make the ultimate decision on things.
I'd like to give some, oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were done.
No, and then the other thing too, I'm actually, because of the cost overages, that I would like to recommend to the council to consider, which I have been talking to flotation docks, is for you guys to contract with them directly, eliminate it out of the contractor's scope of work, thus avoiding their markup. They're gonna be mad, but you guys reserve the right to pull anything out of their contract. Because they're not doing anything, it's just a pass-through. And they're essentially putting about a 15%, 10 to 15% markup on this dock system. So that was something else I wanted to pass on to you guys. We're always- Right, and, well, see, the thing is, because the way the trust fund works, everything was to be competitively bid. That's what I need the trust fund lady to tell me that's okay to do that. But because you guys are paying so much more out of your own pocket now, just in an effort to save money, that's something I'm pursuing currently, and just sent her an email about today. So that's a side comment.
What kind of money difference do you think it would be?
It'd be about $10,000. Yeah, so I'm all, so I'm constantly looking at ways to
That could
save
make our
money,
4 foot docks.
right, for us to
That would
save
make
money.
5 foot docks.
5 foot docks.
Right.
It would make at least 4 foot docks.
So, but as far as,
Safer.
and Rob, I was looking at the same thing, I'm looking at the different widths, all the drawings I had, and I said, how did we somehow came to a decision to go with 3 foot and only have the 1 6 foot? I don't know where, I know it
Yeah,
wouldn't,
that's water under the dock,
but regardless, I mean,
Oh,
under the
boy.
pier. But again, just, you guys have 1 ADA dock currently on the west side. That one's gonna be, I have the links down here. And then there's gonna be, did I write the numbers on
So my other question I have on that too is why the difference in lengths? Why 30 foot and a 36 on the north end, a 33 or 3 33s and a 39 on the,
Originally,
that one I could understand more.
originally everything was proposed to be 25 foot long. Well, because of the buoyancy kelts, your water table, those are all kelts from flotation docks. They're the ones telling me based on you guys wanting the ability to accommodate, and that's why I had some footnotes. All the docks that are 30 feet long can accommodate boats less than 26 feet in width. And your goal was, you guys wanted you wanted some slips to have the ability to accommodate boats 26 feet long with a 10-foot boom, is the note I had received. So that's why you have on the north end, 1 dock that's 36 feet long, because that can accommodate a larger boat. So then you have 2 slips on each side. And then the reason you're seeing on the west end those irregularities in length is because the DEQ required us to push the boardwalk back 3 feet to be over the vegetation. Otherwise, they would normally be 30 feet and 36 feet respectively to match the north end.
That makes sense.
Sorry if that makes any sense.
That makes sense.
Timing of telling the contractor is not going to get his cut on the docks or piers could be critical, because he could, if he got angry, he could do something that's gonna cost us some money down the
You guys
road.
are renting, giving them free campsites, huh?
Yeah, okay.
I know, no, that's nothing I shared with him, and that's definitely, I just
I
wanted
see
to
it on
mention.
video in 24 hours.
Well, he can, but I'll bet he doesn't look at it.
He
so-
doesn't look at it, no, but I mean, I guess,
Here.
but regardless, I'm just, that's another mechanism, and you guys legally, per your binding contract with him, I mean, he knows that, because part of the frustration we had, and I hope he does hear this, and I had shared this with him, is he had conveyed to you guys when we had our park meeting that there was potential for cost savings if you went with an alternate dock manufacturer. Do you remember him saying, I do? And then he ends up saying, no, that's not the case, so, so that was kind of something that I didn't really, wasn't very pleasing to hear, for him to kind of take that back, so. But regardless, you guys are getting the docs you want, but I guess the biggest picture I wanted you to see is what we have right now for configuration, they're 3 foot wide, with the exception of the ADA dock that's 6 foot wide. There's only one ADA dock that's on the west side. And then on the north end, you have one dock that can accommodate boats longer than 26 foot. And then same thing on the west side, you have 2 docks that can accommodate boats longer than 26 foot. Those are things, I guess.
Do we have an option right now to say we wanna go
Well,
forward?
that's exactly why I'm presenting this, is now's the time, because I'm reviewing shop drawings, and we don't have to make any decisions tonight. We can have a separate meeting with the park committee, maybe would be best. But I just wanted to provide this information because I don't want to have, that's not my job to make these decisions. My job is to present the information to you guys, and then you guys ultimately make that decision on
For
what
at
you
least
want.
another month out if we wait for committee.
Well, I think everybody's in agreement, that we should go park
Yeah.
wide.
With the
Well,
foot
hang
down,
on, let
right?
me give you some perspective here. So I went out today after I got her email. The north docks, the 2 north docks across from Bedell Crossing there, are 30 feet, 35 feet out into the water. Because you think 35, that's a long ways, but you drive by, it doesn't look that long. I was pretty shocked, and 6 feet wide. The boat launch are 40 feet out into the water and 5 feet wide. So start thinking about the 5 foot width isn't very wide if you get several people on there. A 3 foot, I think it's gonna be very unstable.
Absolutely, I agree.
Now, with that in mind, if you subtract the November 2015 cost of $66,375 to the final October 2016 cost, it's a difference of $4,400. But now, we'd have to extend it by 5 more feet because we have it at 30, we have one at 30, we need 11 more feet, so, of dockage.
Well, I guess the question is, I know what you guys had communicated was you wanted to accommodate boats 26 foot long. The 36 foot long or 39 foot long dock, whichever end you're looking at, can accommodate that. But do you want more docks than that to accommodate? Do you want all the docks to accommodate 26 foot?
Boats are we gonna have landing in time?
And then the other thing is the boom on it too. Because some of, like the 30 foot pier, or dock pier, can accommodate a 26 foot boat, but maybe it only has a 5 foot boom. It's just,
I don't think.
a lot of it's a buoyancy calculus.
Well,
So
the
that's
problem is
the
you got
question I
big
have.
pontoon boats out there.
24 footers,
Oh,
yeah.
You've got 26
you
footers.
got 26, you got
that's right.
30 foot
You
pontoon
go up and down
boats.
the river now, there's several 26, Ralph Hines has a 26 foot boat. And you have to remember too, when I measured from the dock all the way to the boardwalk, the north end,
Right,
somebody's not pulling the bow of their boat to touch.
Right,
Every boater's gonna give themselves 2 or 3 feet.
Yes.
at least.
And you gotta bear that in mind. You say, okay, if we have a 25 foot dock, he can pull in there. He's not pulling in like a car space.
Right.
You're gonna have to,
And
Gotta have a
maybe
little
I'm
bit
not
of-
So
sure
you,
if I
right,
would
so
be
that's the
further
question,
out.
you want
necessary
all
to
the
get
piers
there.
to accommodate 26 foot long boats or longer. The 30 what do I have, the 36-foot long boat, it can accommodate boats 26 to 32 feet long. I mean, do you want all your piers to be that length? And if we can do that, I can work with flotation on that. But that's the question, that's one question, and then the width.
Is
Those
it
are the two
necessary to
things.
cover the whole 26 feet or 28 feet, whatever the boat is? Does it all have to be on the pier?
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention, I was looking at my numbers.
Does the boat have to all be on the pier, or?
No, the back end can stick out, but I'm just saying, when people pull in, they're not pulling into a spot. So I was just trying to do some quick numbers here. Currently, the north end docks, like I said, are 35 feet long out into the water. That seems to be a good length. I don't know, other people, everyone seems, I've never had a complaint about that. Yeah. I would like to see, 35 feet out and 5 feet wide and get a price on that.
Okay.
Because it's only October, and if we look at our timeline here, December 2016, floating dock shop drawing review ordered. So we still have, maybe we sit down and we put together different proposals and look at the price difference.
Okay.
Well, but if we know the criteria, if we know that it wants to hold a certain size boat, why can't we just say, give us as many 5-foot wide, 35 docks as we can get for X amount of money?
I mean, I'm down with that too.
Well, that's
I mean,
what-
it's-
Yeah, these footnotes, just to give you an idea, 30-foot long or 33 feet, the reason it's 33 is because we set it back, can accommodate boats less than 26 foot long. Anything, and that's what, and then 36-foot long or 39 respectively can accommodate 26 foot or longer. So if you guys want to just keep that in your mind and decide, do you want half and half, what? I think that's what you
I
were
wouldn't
asking, right?
waste anybody's time on a 3-foot wide. I think we're in consensus
Yeah.
for at least
I
4 or 5
absolutely-
feet.
I would think we would get a price on 5 foot, 4 foot wide, and I'm fine with the lengths.
Okay, so I'll ask for a 4-foot and 5-foot.
I mean, is that sound,
Yeah.
Rob?
4 foot's just gonna say, look, we wanna have 5 foot.
Yeah,
Yeah, probably.
because, well,
But give us the option.
well,
Yeah.
then, I just thought about this. We have one at 36 feet long, that accommodates 2 boats, one on either side.
Right.
So I think that's, yeah, so,
All of these do,
yeah,
yeah.
I don't know, I wasn't paying attention. So yeah, 4 feet and 5 feet wide respectively, and,
The same lengths.
yeah. All right, good.
Does that make
Do you
sense?
want prices for all of them to be 36 feet? Or
Same
you want to
lengths,
keep?
same lengths as what you got, is
keep
what
the
I'm
lengths
saying.
what they are.
I'm fine with the lengths.
So the final October 16, north end, we're gonna keep,
Just
two-
turn everything into 5 feet.
change everything to 5
Four,
feet.
5.
Ask
What?
for pricing for 4 also.
Yeah, try 6 too. 4, 5, and 6 feet wide.
5 foot wide.
6 feet?
Well, that's what we currently have, is 6 feet wide down there.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
It'd
there's
be
a
close to
price.
being ADA minus the handrail.
There you go.
They'd all be ADA. That doesn't get you any more grant money.
No.
Sorry.
And then, yeah, and then, actually, do it right now.
Thank you, Jennifer. You're
No,
awesome.
well, I started looking at this and and I'm looking, trying, and I can't answer the questions either, how we got from here to.
3 feet, it's just like, no. Is that this? Is that what this is?
And I know where that came from, because
Yeah, follow up.
I work with flotation docks, this is probably our 10th project.
Porch Lake's
3
dealing with
feet
that
is
now.
honestly the standard for.
Jennifer, who has 3-foot wide docks?
Clinch Park and the
Clinch
Marina.
Park and Traverse?
Yep, most of them in Traverse City are all 3 feet. But
I really think somebody should take a buzz over and
It's
look.
not a navigable waterway.
Find out how stable they
Porch
are.
Lake has the dam, so it's not.
I think you're gonna find out at
my office is right
Cedarville
across
is
the
all
street,
3-foot
so-
docks.
Ones we saw,
Yes, Cedarville is all 3-foot docks.
Yeah.
ones we were walking on were 4.
The Hemingway Point is all 3-foot.
So
I went out there,
it's
I got
very
pictures or
standard.
not.
That's why I
We
got.
took a tape measure out, worried me.
Which ones were we at Hemingway Point?
The new one's back in there.
At the
Because
Counter
Larry and me took a
Association?
ride over and we measured them,
Okay.
so.
Thanks, Sam, for having my back. I appreciate it. So you have that line.
Gee, Jennifer, I think you've done a wonderful job for
Great
this
job.
community.
I'm really
so
good
proud
at
to
spending
have
guys'
you
money,
here.
apparently. I constantly look, hopefully this budget kind of helps too. I know it helps me, so kind of just tracks where we're at.
And
Thank you, I appreciate it though.
you don't know how glad we are to have you on our side.
I enjoy working with you guys. I'm very honest when I say that. Thank you.
You won't
Do you
get,
have
you won't
anything
get
more
paid
you'd
though.
like to say?
Anything else?
I've done free stuff.
Did you have anything more that you would like to say?
Do I?
I don't know, I'm asking.
No, I don't think so.
Somebody make a motion to adjourn.
I got a question, real quick, and you guys may have addressed it in the meeting on there, but sorry about that. This letter that you wrote, you did address that, and you, okay, thank my other question.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Support.
And moved and supported to adjourn, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion is carried, thank you all for coming.
I sent the emails.
Go home and get some sleep.
I told you I'd wear that badge. I'm the fall guy,
Take care, I'll talk to you later.
Broad shoulders.
you know?
Well, thanks, Rob.
Hey, Greg. Oh, thank you.